Whoa! Pretty good timing. How are we tonight, this evening? Monday, August 8th. It's 8/8/22. And it was a pretty hot day, pretty hot weekend. Let me adjust some things. I'm sorry, I'm just getting myself settled and organized. It's always crazy on a Monday, right? I think I should switch the show. I think the show would be better on like a more prime time, maybe. Well, but what better way to start your week than the Steve Squared Show, I always say. I'm feeling a little disorganized, so bear with me. Take a seat. I'll give everybody a minute. It's only 6:31. There's no rush. I believe we are streaming live. I just checked, so hopefully all systems go. As you noticed, don't worry. I'm not going to play any music. Facebook guardians of the galaxy, of the podcast galaxy. I know you guys are ready with your fingers by that button, that block button, to shut me down. You can't shut me down. You can only hope to contain me. I keep coming at you like those mosquitoes carrying the West Nile virus. I just keep coming and annoying the crap out of you. But anyway, yeah, did you hear about that? It's actually the Suffolk County mosquitoes. It's always Suffolk County. Nassau, we don't have problems here. We have nice mosquitoes. We have nice things here in Nassau. It's the Suffolk problem with Long Island. I'm telling you, they have tested a lot of mosquitoes in Suffolk County, and I don't know what makes them Suffolk County mosquitoes. I guess if they cross the border. But if you're a mosquito living in Nassau County and you fly over there, now you've been captured by the other side. Now you are labeled as Suffolk County mosquito. So they tested these mosquitoes, and they are, carrying this West Nile. Because what else is new besides pandemics and monkeypox? Throw a little West Nile in on the side, right? Why not? Just where's the locust and the apocalypse? Let's go. We're tough now. We can handle it. So apparently these mosquitoes are testing positive. So I think they're going to give them little masks to wear. They're going to fly around they're going to have little masks. And they're going to fly around. So they're right now making those. They'll be available on CVS in multitudes of colors, all-inclusive masks for the mosquito. You put them on their little mosquito lips. I don't know. Do mosquitoes have lips? I was trying to get a mosquito to come on the show to interview, and I couldn't book one. So we'll try to get one of them on in the studio next week. Yes, I'm by myself, along with, of course, Kermit and all the rest of the gang. Now, we got a lot of stuff to do today, but first and foremost, some sad news. Just a couple hours ago, Olivia Newton-John passed away at the age of 73. Of course, famous for Grease and platinum, gold, legendary song artist and recorder. She was in, of course, Xanadu. Obviously, Grease is the most famous role as Sandy. And always liked Olivia Newton-John because even, she always was like had that really great energy and just popped off the screen. Like John Travolta always said, he's like, they wanted other actresses to play Sandy in Grease, but he said, as soon as he said Olivia Newton-John, there's nobody else. Has to be Olivia Newton-John, and of course he was right, and him and her made that movie, and she was 73 years old. She actually, from Australia, and she came here, and actually that was one of her first. She was more of a song artist, and so that was like her first foray into the film industry, and of course, huge, right? Blockbuster. So yeah, that just came across the wires on my phone, and I'm sure most people know now. I was seeing it on my phone, everybody posting some tributes, and John Travolta had posted a nice message, of course, and that just happened earlier today. So Unfortunately, to start the show off with some sad news, but we want to always mention the great Olivia Newton-John. So what I always say is, on now you see things trending, and you know, people want to go look up some music from her, listen to a song, watch Grease tonight or something like that, and that's a good thing to do. So you can remember Olivia Newton-John that way. And also, another, on a little lighter note, the Massapequa Coast Little League baseball team. If you haven't noticed, the Little League World Series is going on in the Massapequa. I'm not saying that, I'm not stuttering. They won on Saturday. They beat Toms River, Jersey, to win the New York State Championship, which Toms River is in New Jersey, so I don't understand that. But again, the region that they're in is the metro region, right? So they won on Saturday, and we're one game from going to Williamsport. And of course, that game was today at 1 o'clock. So I was trying to get some scores checked, and of course, they're not showing it, right? They show Oklahoma, Tulsa, Honolulu, this place, that place, any place else they could think of, but of course they're going to shun New York. They don't give New York any love. This is their New York's and Massapequa. This is their first time ever. This is historic, and of course they want the go-to, easy peasy. Let's get some. We don't want to give any love to New York. Let's not. You couldn't even find the score. I was scouring my phone, and the game said like unfinished, maybe loss of Wi-Fi connection. Meanwhile, on ESPN, they're giving scores from like 2 weeks ahead of time, and you can't get then lost the Wi-Fi connection. What, is somebody sitting there watching the game with their phone, giving the scores to the world? I don't understand. Anyway, they won today, 7-5. They beat, I believe, a team from Connecticut, Fairfield. So I believe that means they're going to Williamsport. So this is definitely their first time. You know why? Because you always, and this is my problem, of course I always go to the grunge and the filth of anything, of any industry or sporting event. You know how the Little League World Series always has that flack and that controversy of kids never really being that age. They're moved from different towns. All of a sudden, this team has a kid that's 6'4" with a beard, and his wife drove him to the game with his kids. I mean, come on, right? They're always the same teams in it, from California or from Jersey. It's never New York. Or the one year they had New York, the New Yorkers tried to get in on the controversy, and they had that Almonte kid. He was like 32 years old, and I think he was wanted in 3 other states. No, I'm just kidding. But he was, there was an age thing. It's always an age thing or a residence thing. Because you have to reside. I mean, I played in that, and I went through that system. And look, these things go on, and what the inherent heart of it is supposed to be is the players that live and are in the Little League from the town. And that's what you make up the team of. But if you go to these big cities, the Houstons, and they have enormous pay tryouts, and then they finagle residencies and get you to live in those areas. So it's really unscrupulous type of thing, and what upsets me is how, you know, on ESPN they purported to be so kumbaya and the kid comes up to bat, what's his favorite superhero? Spider-Man. He loves spaghetti, and he loves his yacht and shaving at 8 o'clock because he's got a full beard. So they never address it, and of course they're not. They have to keep it fluff, but I don't have to keep it fluff here. Who knows? I could be blocked already. I think I do have to keep it fluff. I like to push the envelope, but apparently none of the live streaming services that we're on doesn't like me to keep it real. So let me just do fluff. Let me just do an hour of fluff, right? Everything is wonderful. Yay! You wouldn't like that. You would tune right out. I would tune out. Right, Kermit? Kermit's looking wonderful. Let me give you a little shot of Kermit here.
Maybe you need a timeout.
I think you do need a timeout. So, but that's kind of what's going on there. But anyway, so I don't know if you remember. Do you remember I talked about pickleball? We were in the studio last week. Me and Steve were playing with the paddles, and I said pickleball is like this new craze. They have courts. It's this whole big thing. Everybody's playing pickleball. Well, hold on a minute. Because just when you thought pickleball was taking over the world. See, look at this. You thought I was lying. 26 mosquitoes. I wonder how they caught 26 mosquitoes. It's got to be hard to catch a mosquito. But they did it. Look at this. What does that say right there? Don't call it ping pong. They get very offended if you call it ping pong. Look at that. Look at the face on that guy. I mean, that's intense. Look at the, right? That is pure, that's ESPN right there. I'm watching that instead of baseball or anything on Monday night. Monday Night Ping Pong they should have on ESPN. I mean, look at the face on there. Intensity. So, obviously, to make it more, ping pong sounds like a fun game, right? We always say ping pong, it sounds silly. Table tennis, George Carlin would say that. Table tennis sounds more like a game, right? It sounds more intense. It's tennis on a table. It's table tennis. If you could stand on the table, you'd jump over the net like John McEnroe. You'd jump over the table. It's ping pong. Slow your roll. Now, I love ping pong. I enjoy ping pong. I think ping pong's great. I was a good ping pong player. I mean, not competitively, of course. Now, what they have here, and I always like to dig deeper. Obviously, let's dig a little deeper. I found out where ping pong was invented. Did I? You hold on, I'll tell you where it was invented. David Foster, an Englishman, 1890. 1890 invented ping pong. What's going on with this hair here? 1890, he invented ping pong. That was really the high point of his career. He never really went on too much after that. David Foster, an Englishman, invents ping pong, right? It's actually, of course, we've seen it in the Olympics. China, Japan. Who else is big in ping pong? They named the top 5. China, Japan, Germany, Korea, and Sweden. You can kind of get a feel why the top 4 are, it's all they allow them to do in those countries. Ping pong! Ping pong! As soon as they're born. Ping pong! See, so we have a lot of work to do to get up to those countries' level. We're too busy on Instagram to worry about ping pong. But let's worry about it for a minute. Let me help you worry. This guy, look at a picture of this guy. Let me show you this guy. 80-something years old. How old is this guy? 89 years old. Bill Nelson, the club's senior player. They have a club in Hempstead at Kennedy Memorial Park, and it's really competitive, and they're trying to introduce new kids to play. And look at this guy. Can you see a picture? Let me get a close-up of this guy. Look at this guy. 89 years old, and he's reaching. He's got the New Year's sporting the ping pong shirt. And look at that. That's fantastic. I love that. That's great. And it's, he should be okay and safe to play. And his teammates there with him, egging him on. It's at the Kennedy Memorial Park in Hempstead Village. And what they do is on the basketball courts, a few nights a week, they roll out the ping pong tables and they have, ping pong night and everybody plays. And it's good. It says high-level table tennis. Where they're trying to get more young people involved. Now, here's where I draw the line. I'm drawing the line. I like to draw lines. I'm not an artist, but I like lines. It says here, now hold on. It says, it's a very mental game, but there's one of the things. Actually, Eric Bogdan, one of the world's best players, is from Merrick. I didn't know that was a big hub for table tennis. But it says here, getting respect. It says, whether you call it tennis or ping pong, as it's known in China, which arguably has the most players, Hempstead club owners insist they need more respect for their players. They want matches televised with big sponsors and big pay for professionals, not amateur ping pong. We want pro ping pong players, and they want big sponsors and big pay. It says some colleges and National Collegiate Table Tennis some schools offer scholarships. So here's the problem right now. I can help a lot of families out who are struggling to find out how to send little Tommy or Tina to college. You like those names, right? Right? I'd like to send you to college, and this is what happens. Something happens. Nothing happened. Hold on a second. We have a bit of a problem, but I'm going to fix that problem in 1 second for you. So anyway, they want a little bit more. I'm going to put Kermit over there. I'm moving this over here. I got a lot of what they call moving parts happening here. Bear with me for a second. So basically, they want more respect in the ping pong world, right? And they want matches televised. Where does this go? And they want to get big pay. So I said to that, let's see if this, how come this doesn't work? These are my, there we go. There we go. All of this for a little joke. You see what I go through just for a little humor? Let me put that away.
No dough, no show.
That's what happens. No dough, no show. They're not going to play ping pong. So, but basically they say that they should get, get some sponsors and get some things going on here. Now, I'm telling you, I like ping pong, and they said it's very cost efficient. But what you should do, since these colleges are giving scholarships, is you should have your kids learning ping pong at a young age, right? You just need a paddle. You go to this Hempstead place, they'll help you, they'll mentor you, they'll teach you. That's how you get your kids scholarships. Stop with the baseball, football, and basketball. You're not getting anything. Unless you have, that lottery pick kid, you're not getting a scholarship. The kids are not. They're just, I know at Long Island they try to go, here's what you do. If your kid is a musical, hand them a tuba. If that's how you get a scholarship. You get some obscure instrument, or you play ping pong. College debt, free and clear. 4 years of ping pong. And actually, me as a movie maker, I'm thinking this would make a great movie. I've been beaten to the punch. 8 years ago, there was a movie called Ping Pong Summer. Is that what it's called? I believe it was. I'll tell you in a minute. I believe it's called Ping Pong Summer.
Wrong.
No, I'm right. It was called Ping Pong Summer, starring Susan Sarandon. Now, I'll tell you the connection to Susan Sarandon. So this was a movie with Susan Sarandon and Leah Thompson about it was a comedy about a coming-of-age story. This kid that was playing ping pong in Maryland on the Ocean City shores, and, But Susan Sarandon had such an affinity towards ping pong that just recently, I believe it was in 2019 or maybe even earlier, she opened up a series of spots in New York called Spin. Not the Spin bicycle, but Spin. They're ping pong / social clubs. Okay, so they have bars and appetizers and music and ping pong tables everywhere. Great idea. A lot of fun. They're all over New York. It's actually now in all the big cities. Chicago, LA, I think in Miami. Really, really cool. And so Susan Sarandon opened these. And if you notice that my post today, I put a picture of Susan Sarandon playing ping pong. She got really into it. So here's what we're trying to do. I like to introduce. Last week I introduced you to pickleball. But the problem, I looked up, I went to a store, a pickleball racket could be $100. That's ridiculous. That's unacceptable. You know what that is? Do I have something? Where is my, it's definitely.
This isn't fair.
It's definitely not fair. But it's more.
This is unacceptable!
It's more unacceptable. Ping pong is very inexpensive. You get yourself a little racket and the ping pong balls, right? We've all had them, a little ping pong set. And I have a ping pong injury. They say in the article, ping pong's great because you can't get hurt. I beg to differ. And I wish I could tell my story to Newsday to say there is ping pong accidents. You can get severely scarred as I am. I'm going to try to show you where my scar is if I can. Here it is. If you look at that, you can't really see it there, but I'll post it on my social media page, Stephen R. Kaminsky, and I'll post my scar. I'm scarred, actually. I try to get I have gotten up to this point through life with this scar, and I've been able to do that. Me and my friend, we used to have a ping pong table, my parents' house, and it was one of those, it folded up, and then you unfolded it, and you'd hook the net on, and you'd play ping pong, and we'd wheel it out under the lights in the backyard so we could play at night. It's tons of fun. Great way. There was no mosquitoes back then. I don't know where all these mosquitoes came from. Back then you only had flying cicadas to handle. Now you have mosquitoes. It's a whole new world. So, anyway, we're folding up the table to bring it back underneath, and we're carrying it. We were shaving, and it just opens up. Boom. And our hands were in it like that, and I thought I lost all my fingers. So when they say ping pong's a great activity, it's not. I hold off on things that they call a sport. Okay? Yes, I am. I probably am the only one in this country that has suffered a ping pong injury. Probably. Unless when they smash it hard, maybe you get a ping pong in the eye. That could happen. I'm sure that's happened, right in the kisser. But I almost lost a hand. So I beg anyone to top that. And that would have been would that have been embarrassing to have to go through life and tell people I lost 4 fingers in a ping pong accident. Would have been a bit embarrassing. But,
I love you.
I still love you. So, anyway, that was my ping pong story. So go out and play some ping pong. Boy, is it warm. We're involved in... we were promised rain, and we're just not getting any. And everything is wilted and hanging down and just begging for water. So we'll see. Hopefully soon we'll get some little rain or something. I mean, I love the sun and the sunshine as well as the next guy and gal, especially in the beautiful summertime. But things are getting a little parched. Let's talk about something, a little do better moment. And let me see if I have well, first of all...
Holy crap, is it hot in here?
It is. I gotta watch what I play. I'm very nervous now. I don't know what I can play.
Do better?
Here's my do better segment. So, Anne Heche, the great actor Anne Heche. You might have known her in her roles with Harrison Ford in 7 Days and 7 Nights. You might have known her in her roles with Tommy Lee Jones in Volcano, crap movie. You might have known her in the remake of Psycho, crap movie. Opposite Vince Vaughn, who played Norman Bates. I mean, that was just terrible. They took a classic. They took the classic Janet Leigh, Anthony Perkins, and ruined it with Vince Vaughn and Anne Heche. Couldn't have been any worse. What else was she in? She was also had a little weird role in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Anyway, you all know Anne Heche. So, I think this was Saturday or Sunday. She was driving, and it's on you can see it on any of the videos on YouTube or any of the streams, because a lot of the doorbell cameras caught it. She was speeding and drove right through someone's home. The car and the home burst into flames. She was luckily taken out and safe. She obviously was taken to the hospital, burns. I mean, it's a massive accident. She was speeding double the speed limit in a residential area and drove right through someone's home. Right through. Apparently, this is again conjecture. Don't quote me. Don't message me. They possibly hinted that there might be alcohol or something involved. I'm sure the story will come out more in the next 24 to 48 hours. But good old Alec Baldwin, and I think a couple of others, took to social media to say, hey y'all, get out there, get on social media and prayers for Ann Hetch. So, I kind of say, first of all...
do better?
That sucks, man.
Yes. The prayers probably should be the home who she torched. I mean, luckily, they spoke to the owners of the home. They say, luckily, they were okay, but their home is gone. It's uninhabitable. It was burned ground. It took 60 firefighters. I mean, it went up in a blaze. They lost everything. And this numbnuts, Alec Baldwin, who should be staying low, if I mind you, if you haven't forgotten 6 months ago, where he was, I mean, again, it wasn't his fault, or whatever, who knows what happened, but was involved in something of a bit of a controversy himself with a certain prop gun and and another tragic situation of killing a person on the set. I mean, just the tragedy. This was like 6 months ago. I don't know why he's mouthing off. People can't just ever wait a moment and think about what they're going to post. Is this proper? If you know her, then message her privately. Message them privately. Say, I just want you to know, I hope everything's okay, I heard what happened. Boom. Don't post in the world space, something silly. And ask people to, instead of saying, maybe more appropriately, thank goodness nobody was hurt, this is a horrible thing, and I hope everybody's okay. I know Ann, hope she's okay, I hope the owner's okay, this is a terrible, terrible thing. You only post and hope Ann is okay, who was the one driving double the speed limit, and who knows on why and on what, which is now. And she's had some previous issues. I'll leave it at that. You do your own research. I am not here to research for you. I'm here to serve. You are to consume. That's my job. My job is to serve the dish. You are to enjoy, embrace, consume the meal. Right? 6:57. Oh, speaking of 6:57, it's time for a little Celsius, but not just any Celsius. This Celsius, mind you, gorgeous looking. Ooh, it's a little warm. But not only being the proud non-sponsor of the Steve Square Show, the Celsius is now, not just the Celsius, it's now owned, that's right, by Pepsi Company. I have said it here. You've heard it here first, but you choose not to listen. You people choose not to listen.
That sucks, man.
It really does. If you did...
do better?
Right, you people should do better. Because I, as you know, have been pitching Celsius, saying how great it is. I've been hooked on people. I've gotten people addicted to it. Friends, family. It's just unbelievable the work I have done on behalf of Celsius to get them addicted to an energy drink. And of course, because of them, Pepsi took notice and saw how big Celsius was getting, and for a cool $500 million,
$1 million.
actually try $500 million, PepsiCo bought and now is the proud owner of Celsius. So here's my take. Soon this will taste like garbage, like they've done to every other company they've overtaken. Right? The big machine takes over the little engine that could, trying to make a good product, making it out of their homes, really servicing the people, and the big bad company comes in and says, we'll take it from here. Here's some pocket change. And what is this? Healthy ingredients? We have chemists in the lab that can make this same crap for 10 cents. Why are you spending $5 to make these ingredients? We can get simulated, phony crap that people will die from in a week or two. Don't worry. And that's when the day will happen. So I'm watching closely, and when I see that ingredients or anything change, I'll be the first to let you know. Okay? And then we'll find another energy drink. I'm always here to find things for you, so don't worry. I'm not going to let you down. Let me check off some things. I talked about ping pong. Did you hear this crazy thing? No, I'll talk about it in a second. This company's pretty funny. I was watching this on TV last night. It's called Stitch. Stitch.com. Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix. Go on their website. This is interesting. What they do is you go on the website, you tell them what, say you don't want to go to the stores, you don't like to shop, you don't know what to do. You're someone that has no style, you have nothing. Okay, not like me who dons on a daily basis the Dumbbells t-shirt, the proud sponsor also of the Steve Squared Show and of also my creation. So let's say you want to, expand your horizons in your outfit choices to just further than the Dumbbells t-shirt. I wouldn't, but let's say you would. You go on StitchFix.com. It asks you a series of questions. What's your budget? What style do you like? What are you looking for? What are your activities? What is your lifestyle? Yada, yada, yada. And they shop for you and send you direct. They shop and send you a package of crap. And then you try it on, you look in the mirror, and then fortunately when you look at it all and you're like, this all sucks, then you have to send it back. So this nonsense goes on for months until they finally send you something you enjoy for a small fee of who God only knows. I just don't know about this. How lazy have we gotten? It's like having somebody say, just chew the food for me and I'll swallow. I can't even take the effort to chew anymore. I need more speed in my life. I just think we're getting too lazy, too comfortable. We're having too many people do too many things for us. DoorDash, Lyft, Uber, the services, delivery services, all of these things. I mean, for goodness sake, can't we do anything? Can't we even walk to a place? Can't we shop for ourselves? There's got to be something. I mean, right? Amazon delivers things to you. They'll give it to you in a day. That's not fast enough. Oh, I got to wait till tomorrow. Shoot! I can't wait till tomorrow. I want it now. I want it now. Like right now. I'd like a cold Celsius. Why do I have to go to the store and get one? Or even go up to my fridge? Why can't I just push something on my phone app and have somebody walk into my house, take it out of the freezer, and hand it to me while I'm on the Steve Squared Show? That's what I want. I want constant attention that I can push a button on my phone and get it. I want apps all over the place. I want to push an app so someone goes to the bathroom for me. I'm tired of doing everything. I need more help. More. Help me. It's not enough. I need a haircut. Press my app. I want someone getting here right now. Right now. Not tomorrow. I don't want to make appointments. I don't want to wait. I don't want 2-day free shipping. Now. Oh, God. Maybe they'll make it better. I like it the way it is. Thank you. Thank you for my rant. That was... it's kind of sad because I kind of wish that I was able to, play more blurbs, but now I play who knows what'll cancel or block the show, so I have to be careful. But that was that. There's a show on Lifetime. This is rather interesting, and it's a true story. It's called, bear with me on this. It's called Frogging. PH, not with an F, not the frog that leaps, ribbit. It's frogging with a PH, frogging. And it's on Lifetime. Now get this. These are true stories of people living in people's homes. In their attics, in their basements, in their closets, and nobody knows. And there's true stories. I'm watching these stories and people were like, they noticed something moved or a footprint. And people living in their homes, they see crevices and a crack and they somehow get in and they stay in there, and then maybe you go to work and then they watch TV or who knows what the hell goes on, right? You come home, you're like, I don't remember did I order Showtime on my TV? And then you think you're the crazy one, and you got somebody living under your porch. So tonight, as a favor to me, check those little crevices, check those little crawl spaces. A little hiding space. Maybe go up in the attic. See if you have a family living there. You never know. You don't know who you're supporting in your home. Maybe you're right. Did you ever find I was missing something? Where did these crumbs come from? This is a true thing. It's called frogging. Look it up. It's on the of course, it's on the Lifetime channel, and it's about people living in your home. I mean, where does it end? That's kind of, you know.
Did you have an awesome time? Did you drink awesome shooters and listen to awesome music and then just sit around and soak up each other's awesomeness?
I love them.
That is so fetch.
That is so fetch. Alright, so we took care of frogging, we took care of Stitch, and we took care of Anne Hedge. I mean, I hope Anne Hedge is okay, but let's hope for the other people are okay. I mean, this is kind of, let's make sure the other people are okay. Now to a heartwarming story, sponsored by the Steve Square Show, of course. This next segment is sponsored by Heartwarming Story. Before I go to the heartwarming story, here is a little message from Susan Sarandon. I knew I had this. It says, I love the whole idea, this is about ping pong and her ping pong place. I love the whole idea that it crosses all gender and age barriers. You can have little girls beating muscular 35-year-old men. And you can play it until you die. Right up until the day you die is what you want to be. That's a great way to go, playing ping pong. Right? That would make such a great funeral and a great memoriam, right? He died playing ping pong. And then you bury the guy with the ping pong like this. The paddle. We have members that are really, really good. They're in their 80s, and little 7-year-olds that come in and kill everybody. Well, she probably should have used a different term. It's one of the few sports I could think of where girls and boys and men and women are on the same plane. What about pool or pickleball? We have a tournament every Friday between the top club players, and it's been won 3 times by a woman. They play for money, so they play really hard. I love that about it. And I love the fact that you can't get hurt. I must correct you, Susan. Here it is. Here it is. Missing digit. Almost. I've been scarred for life. I'll Instagram her later. And it says, she loves the fact that it's fast and fun. Now to a heartwarming story. Okay. So, this 11-year-old boy, Jeremy, was so excited in Washington, the state of Washington, 11-year-old boy, and he sets up, what is an 11-year-old boy, or any children, a boy, a girl, a kid, in the summertime, in these rural areas, you see them on every street corner. They set up a lemonade stand. It's quintessential. It's Americana. It's Norman Rockwell. It's part of who we are. The lemonade stand, right? 2 kids. It's the first bit of capitalism that you're introduced to as a child. I'd like to make my own money. And you go out, you get some putrid, warm liquid from Kool-Aid or whatever you make it. You circle it around with your bacteria-laden arm. Probably not a good idea in the pandemic era we're living in, but whatever. And, you wave down cars or people and lemonade. Okay. So a man buys some lemonade from little Jeremy. Jeremy's very excited. And the man only has a $100 bill. Jeremy wants to make this sale. He gives the guy $95 or 90-something dollars of his own money, his allowance money. It's a beautiful story. But of course, would I say a beautiful story on the Steve Square Show? Of course not. The $100 bill was counterfeit. This scum, this troll of the world. Let's see what we have for them. What do we have for this jerk-off?
This is unacceptable!
The only one.
This is unacceptable!
Terrible. Just terrible. It was really just, you know what, it's just terrible. So, but this is where it gets, I guess, good. They raise a GoFundMe page for which the police shared to help Jeremy recoup his losses, And of course, it raised more than $9,000. So in the end, who's laughing last? Jeremy, with his $9,000. He was scammed. $100 counterfeit bill. The Everett Police Department said an 11-year-old boy named Jeremy spent his allowance money to set up a lemonade stand. Now, how much does it cost to set up a lemonade stand? Let's see. He's not hiring contractors. It's not he's not building a supermarket to sell lemonade. What's the stand? A chair, a folding chair, and a little bridge table, and some Kool-Aid, right? Yellow Kool-Aid. And the man bought a drink. Here's what I say. First of all, always be suspicious of some weird man coming over to buy lemonade. I mean, do you really need the lemonade? Just give the kid $1. Right? And here's a message to Jeremy. Always check the $100 bill. He should have one of those markers that see if it's counterfeit or not. So really, this is a lesson for Jeremy. To learn. Never to trust anybody, Jeremy. Right? That's your first business lesson. I don't think they should have let him out off easy, Jeremy, with the GoFundMe, right? We always GoFundMe. Go fund yourself. That's what I say. He needs to learn. That's a lesson. That's a lesson, Jeremy. Don't take $100 bills from weird men for lemonade. There's a problem there. Have your senses up. Where's your spidey senses? He shouldn't get off with $9,000. It's ridiculous. But that guy should be... the police, of course, haven't found the guy. Did they? No. Nobody found anybody. Of course not. It says he earned some money shoveling snow in the winter. Oh, that's good. He's a hard-working kid, Jeremy. We'll give him a break. He deserves $9,000. Way more than I deserve it. Good for Jeremy and his $9,000. They're doing a remake of one of my favorite movies, Roadhouse, with the great legendary actor who has also passed away many years ago, Patrick Swayze. And Kelly Lynch was in it, Sam Elliott. Great, great movie, Roadhouse, about a bouncer that comes to try to fix up this dive bar, and he meets the villain, who's the town villain, and who owns all the stops and shops and makes everybody give him a piece of a piece of like the protection money. He's kind of like a mobster, and here comes Patrick Swayze riding in on his white horse to save the day. Sam Elliott is his buddy, the long-haired Shaggy, that Western drawl that Sam Elliott has. Oh, no, you got it, boy. And that's my Sam Elliott. And so, great movie. There was a Roadhouse 2 I never watched. There can't be. So now, these numbnuts, on Amazon Prime, of course, because where would numbnuts live but on that space, they are doing a remake of Roadhouse. Why cannot anyone think of something original? Why is it so hard? Why do you have to keep remaking the same stuff? I just said, Anne Heche, Vince Vaughn in Psycho. It was terrible. Make something new. Put the two of them in a comedy or something stupid. Like, you can't... Psycho's a classic. Done. Roadhouse, classic. Done. Been there. Done that. That's what you're telling me? I go in to pitch things to producers, and they always say to me, we need something fresh. Except when we don't. Except when we just want to resurface the same garbage. And that's what they do. It's done on Broadway, right? They're making everything a musical. Mrs. Doubtfire, they're turning into a musical. Everything, Waitress, a musical. Everything, a musical. They're taking every movie and now it's a musical. They throw a couple of garbage songs in there and it's a musical. So now movies are now just resurfacing and putting new actors. So who's playing the Patrick Swayze role? Well, they're having, here's interesting, Jake Gyllenhaal, who I like, Jake Gyllenhaal. You should watch that movie, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name, where he played that boy who lived in a coal mine town and he wanted to set off a rocket or something like that. Can't think of the name, it escapes me now. October Sky, great movie. It was actually based on a true story about these three kids that wanted to go to college, and they lived in a coal mining town, and the kid was a young boy who played by Jake Gyllenhaal was into science and wanted to launch a rocket into space, and he would do it with his friends, and he won a science fair and went on to work for NASA. It was a great movie, and he was great in it. So he's playing in Roadhouse alongside, and here's where it really takes a dive, that disgusting Conor McGregor. that jerk from the UFC that's always in, just a complete just a complete idiot. I'll try to keep it clean. Again, I don't want to be blocked here. So he's going to be in it with Conor McGregor. This is terrible. Now, here's the funny part. Back in 2015, they were pitching this movie, a remake of Roadhouse, and the bouncer, the Patrick Swayze role, was going to be played by Ronda Rousey. Of course, Ronda Rousey, the female UFC fighting champ, went into WWE wrestling, but Ronda's not included in this project. She's on the outs, and she's also in trouble with the WWE. Apparently, she's been suspended for hitting a referee for a bad call, as if it's actually real. I love how they say that. She's suspended, she was upset about a bad call. It's not even real. What bad call? It's all staged and scripted and fake, so that's all baloney. But all of this is a hot mess, and I can guarantee you I will not be watching it. A, because Conor McGregor is involved in it. B, because Amazon's involved in it. And C, because they're taking a classic and resurfacing a hot mess. I'll leave you to have a drink on that while I find the appropriate blurb.
Wrong. Why do you ask questions to which you already know the answers?
That is true. That is true.
I've got balls of steel.
That is true, too. We're doing really good here today. We talked about lemonade. Oh, this is a funny thing. I'll do this quickly. Here's a little... I wanted to ask you all out there. Do you have a favorite child? Do parents secretly have a favorite child? This was an article, and this woman writes to a dear Amy. Actually, it's Carolyn. And she says, I have 3 kids. I love them all. There's always a but. But... I have to admit, one of them is my delight. I think she thinks if she used the word delight, it sounds better than favorite. Just a delight. The other 2 we sold. I try so hard not to favor her in any way, but I often do. It says there are big age gaps between all 3 kids, so it's reasonably easy to hide the favoritism. Plus, I'm seriously motivated, which I don't know what that means. Anyway... She wants to know, is this a dirty little secret of parenting? Do parents have a favorite child? Or am I an anomaly? I'm going to take this one if I may. Who is it? Dear of course, anonymous. She can't say her name. Imagine you're reading this as one of the kids. What the? Am I the favorite? What? Mom! I'm going to take this as the youngest of 3 children and the favorite of my parents. Yes, it's an absolute real thing. I am firsthand. I'm documented proof. On a daily basis, my parents let me know I am their favorite. Not even close. I don't know who comes in second and third. I believe it's a close, type of thing. But yeah, it's a clear, undeniable, I come in. I cross the tape first. So to you, Miss Anonymous, if you are watching the Steve Squire Show, and what else would you be doing at 7:19 on a Monday evening, but consuming this diatribe of mine? Yes, and don't hide it. People need to know in what class system they stand, what order they stand, what is their rank. Because if not, what are we? We're just all the same, and we don't want to all be the same. That's a society of nameless, faceless people. We all pursue to be better than someone else. And why not your brother and sister? Why not your siblings? I am.
Hey, wrong.
That's not wrong. That's not wrong at all.
This isn't fair.
It is fair. It might not be fair, but this is the world we live in. Anyway, we're going to finish on this. I can't believe the show is really moving. It's really popping tonight. Thanks for watching. What are you guys going to do for the rest of your evening? I would watch the rerun the show again. Share it with friends. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, here was that stupid Jake Gyllenhaal thing. Oh, this is pretty cool. Let's go back. I said we were going to go back into the 80s. Does any of these look familiar to you? Look at some of these faces. Can you name any of them? There's Spicoli, right? Sean Penn in one of his first roles as that role made him a legend as the surfer dude. No, dude. Spicoli, classic. There's River Phoenix, the late great River Phoenix in Stand By Me. Claire from Breakfast Club. She might even have been, that might be a Pretty in Pink. So, there were these great, who do you think you're more like? And I want you to think about this tonight. You don't have to answer it now. You don't have to call me. I'm busy. I'm on a show. I can't talk to you now anyway. Are you like a Spicoli? Are you a surfer dude? Are you more like a Ferris Bueller? Ferris? Do you like to play hooky from school? Was that your thing? Are you always, making excuses and lying, getting out of situations like a Ferris Bueller? Are you a debutante, kind of rich, snobby girl, and were you that kind of in the clique in high school, like Claire in The Breakfast Club? Who else were you? Were you like Ducky? Remember Ducky in Pretty in Pink, played by the great John Cryer, where he was like, that quirky guy that dressed different, very artsy. Was that your thing? So I actually have a little quiz here for you. But there was a lot of, I feel like in the 80s, in that time, in those movies, there was a lot of great character one names, right? We knew them by one name. Ducky, Claire, Ferris, or Bueller, Spicoli. There's so many others. Marty, right? Marty McFly. Would you like to hang out with Marty? Is that something you'd like to do? What would you identify yourself? Identify, right? We love that word. Most. Think about it. Who is your 80s symbiotic connection in 2022? Who are you most like? But let's play a little quick quiz, shall we? 7:23. This is fun to wrap up the Steve Squared Show on a Monday. A hot Monday. Hot time. I can't play anything for you. I'm really upset about this. I got to get clarity from Sally because I like to play little song clips and movie clips for you, and now I've been shut down. It's not right. I'm going to start a GoFundMe page and try to raise $55,000 for me. Why don't you people send me money? I tirelessly, effortlessly, without sleep, put together the finest quality content I can for you, yet none of you send me money. I don't understand that. I'm going to set up a GoFundMe page tonight. I want you to send me, you can Vimeo, you can Vimeo, you can PayPal, do whatever, right? I want instant cash. Just the way I want everything else instant, I want my money instant. Ray Walston, who played, speaking of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Ray Walston, who played the history teacher, Mr. Hand. Remember Mr. Hand? Who used to yell at Spicoli for bringing in pizza or showing up late? He starred in what 1960s sitcom? Was it Get Smart? My favorite. Was it My Favorite Martian? Or The Beverly Hillbillies? It was My Favorite Martian. So Mr. Hand played in My Favorite Martian. Let's go to question 2. Oh, here's some of the guys. Andrew McCarthy, Kevin Dillon, and Patrick Dempsey played Brooklyn teens in which 1985 movie? They were a lot of the Brat Pack. Was it Heaven Help Us? The Lords of Flatbush? No. That was Sylvester Stallone. And Henry Winkler, mind you. Or was it Class? Heaven Help Us. Hey. Here's one of my favorites. Molly Ringwald, Pretty in Pink, took its title from a song by which band? Was it the Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark? I don't even know what that means. Wang Chung, remember Wang Chung? Or was it the Psychedelic Furs? It was the Psychedelic Furs. This is not a good one. Eric Stultz. You remember Eric Stultz? He was the Mask, and also replaced by Marty McFly and Michael J. Fox, which is probably the ruination of his life in Back to the Future. Anthony Edwards, and Forrest Whitaker all appeared in which movie? Weird Science, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, or Mask? See, I threw the mask in there. It was, of course, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Let's get you another good one. I don't like that. Oh, here's one. Winona Ryder. What was her first film? Name Winona Ryder's first film. Was it Lucas? With Corey Haim, remember Lucas? Was it Just One of the Guys? Or was it Valley Girl? It was, of course, Lucas. Of course it was Lucas. And do you know who else was in Lucas and who she had the crush on? A very young Charlie Sheen. Way before he went insane. They always do their best work before they go insane. Then they go insane, and then Johnny Depp's, the Charlie Sheens, and then they all go off in this whatever. Luckily for you, I have stayed the same person no matter how famous I get. That's not true. If I became famous, you wouldn't even recognize me. I would grow the longest beard, hair. I would wear dark glasses, just crazy, tats everywhere. I'd just go insane. I would embrace going insane. Because I do that now, and I'm not even famous. I'm about a quarter of the way there. So now just add that with $500 million in fame and see what I would do. Oh boy, you wouldn't like that. But I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. I would not stop doing the Steve Squared Show. You would always have me, even though none of you watch. Alright, we'll go with this. Emilio Estevez. He played a kid named Otto Maddox. In what punk rock classic? Was it Breaking Glass, Times Square, or Repo Man? It was C, Repo Man. And that will do it for our 80s teen fave. Some of your teen faves. Let's see if I got everything. I mean, there was so much to cover today. Between lemonades and there was just so much to cover and to consume. They're actually doing they're doing a documentary on the Rolling Stones. That's coming out too. It's premiering Sunday on Epix, EPIX. They have all these weird streaming services. I never even heard of Epix. I don't even know what that is. What is Epix? Epix? I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But that's what's going on with there. Let's see if there was anything else to give you folks. Remember where I was talking about the Joan Jett free concert at the Lakeside Theater in Eisenhower Park? So they had the Smithereens, they had Joan Jett. Next up, actually it passed. Nope, coming up, the Doo-Wop Show. They're doing a Doo-Wop Show at Eisenhower Park. So they're really doing those free concert things. Actually, this past weekend, I didn't even know. Saturday, they had the Allman Brothers? Could that have been the real Allman Brothers? It's unbelievable. And the American Bombshells. I don't know who that is. But, very good. So so, to recap, once more time, before I can recap for you. I'm trying to see if I have anything else for you. You know, it's really hard. Again, I went through all my blurbs, and most of them are going to be copyright issues, so I have to be very careful with what I can play. But right now, if I played something and they block me, it's already 7:29. So, but what are you going to do? I gave you a lot of information to consume. You're going to go out, and you're going to not give a kid $100 fake bill at a lemonade stand. You're not going to drink it either. Watch out for your West Nile mosquitoes, just in Suffolk County. Befriend Nassau County mosquitoes. They're fine. They're good to go. You're going to watch something of Olivia Newton-John tonight. Watch Grease. Watch Xanadu. Don't watch Xanadu. That wasn't one of them. Watch Grease, of course. You're going to listen to some music of hers. Something. That's what I would say to do. You're going to check all crawl spaces and attic areas for anybody living in your home that shouldn't be. Don't throw out one of your unfavorite children. They could be living there. It's somebody, here's the idea, it's somebody that shouldn't be. A stranger, a vagrant, someone that really, you're going, that's Timmy, that's Bobby, who's this man eating Doritos in my attic. That's not good. No bueno. Call your local authorities. Or what you could do is just get rodent removal. The same people that remove squirrels and raccoons from your house and your attic, they'll remove vagrants and froggers I wonder if they're called Froggers. Keep checking. I'll keep checking your Celsius to see if Pepsi has put any damning ingredients in there. You're not going to watch Roadhouse. You're going to try to see who you'd be most like. Bueller, Spicoli, Claire. Maybe you'd like to dance a little with Baby in Dirty Dancing. The great Jennifer Grey. Or hang out with Marty McFly in another time. And I'm going to leave you with something else. If you could do your career over again, because most people bitch and complain about their career, right? I can't stand this job, it sucks. What would you do? I've thought about this a lot, and without hesitation, Lion Tamer comes to mind. I just would love to be in the middle of an arena, a packed tent full of kids, screaming in horror as a lion is coming after me. Whoosh! Yet, my parents didn't know what college to send me for that. So I have to do this, which doesn't pay well. Because none of you send me money, is that you're sending it all to that kid in Washington. So he can now, his new lemonade stand is going to have gold lame stand. It's going to be, pearls. He's going to be wearing a chain around his neck going, lemonade! Big sunglasses. And now Jeremy's going to be macking it on his lemonade stand. And I'll be doing the same direct for you on the Steve Squared Show. I can't take any of this. So annoyed with you. You're going to go on Stitch, right? Stitch Fix It, have somebody dress you because you're too incapable of doing it yourself. So you're going to have them send you clothes, underwear, everything, because you're incapable of living, is what this company is saying. You cannot live. You're not a capable person. We will dress you and we'll tell us what foods you like. We'll send you what we think you would eat. Right? Everything's at a button because we can't do anything on our own. Oh, I'm getting worked up. Play a game of ping pong this week, get yourself a paddle, go over to the Hempstead place, meet some friends. It is great social. Get out there. Play a little ping pong. But don't fold the table up and lose a finger like I almost did. Boy. And confront your parents. Say, is it me or is it my brother, my sister? Who's the favorite child? I already know in my family, so I'm very self-assured. I have no worries. So with that, that's about the only music I could play for you. Actually, I could bongo you out. This is what I can do for you. Because, you lucky people, don't forget to go onto my Instagram, Stephen R. Kaminsky. I'm going to start posting some fun stuff for you guys with some exercise, some of the movie trailers that we're filming right now, and we're going to get that out for you. See, I could bongo. Can't shut me down. I own that beat. I own it. If somebody copies that, I'm going to shut them down. I would never shut anybody down. That's such a rude thing to do. Anyway, for myself, for Kermit the Plant, for all of us here, which is really me and myself and I, we will be in the studio next week, of course, giving some more great, fun stories for you, suggestions for you. We're going to try to get some guests booked for the rest of this month for you guys. I got things in the works. And have a great week. Cool off. It's been hot out there, so definitely keep hydrating. That's my exercise tip of the day, is to stay hydrated, stay well hydrated. And definitely not only with Celsius, but some other beverages. All right, gang. We'll see you next week, 6:30 on the Steve Squared Show on Govs Radio. And have an awesome, wonderful week. And hey to the family.